my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for signing through, and if you're returning, welcome back, girl. You guys know body wave knotless braids have been the hottest thing on the timeline right now. Okay, I keep getting these requests: do the braids with no braiding hair, do the braids bigger, do the braids lighter, do the braids this with the body wave boho hair. So I'm gonna do it every single time because I just love it. I just love the look that it gives. And so today we did something a little bit different. We did the braids a whole lot bigger, but still gave that really light, airy look. So if you do want to see how I achieve this look, make sure that you do stay tuned. Before we get any further, I do want to say thank you to WowAfrican for sponsoring today's video. You guys, I worked with them before, and when I tell you their hair quality is so good, like that, the hair that I used last time, and this is what the style looked like, was my favorite hair that I've used. It was my, not the texture, just the favorite hair, because it's so soft and so fluffy. You already know like this hair is great quality, and it held up so well. You guys watch my vlogs, you know I went to the beach, I got in the pool, I did all types of things, and that hair held up so good. So it was only right that I came back with the body wave. Okay, so today's style, as you see, the parts are a little bit larger than we normally do, but the braid is still a really good size. You guys know, if you don't like a boneless braid, then baby, this is not the tutorial for you. I like for my braids to match the density of my natural hair. So that means if my natural hair is going to give me a thick braid, then the braid is going to be thick. But if my natural hair is going to give me a thinner braid, then it's going to be a thinner braid. Now, I did go in with minimal, very, very, very minimal synthetic braiding hair just to add into the length, as well make it easier to seal the ends. But that's it. I don't like a thick braid. I feel like it weighs on our hair, and that is how I keep my hair nice and healthy under these braids, doing all these different styles and things like that. It's just making sure that the density matches my natural hair density as much as possible, of course. So stay tuned if you want to see how we got today's look. So again, I want to say thanks to WowAfrican for sponsoring today's video. They sent me over 2 bundles of their 20-inch body wave boho hair. Boho hair is going to be the hair that you use for your boho knotless braids, as opposed to cutting it off of a weft. It comes already pre-cut and curled and everything like that for your convenience. So that's what they sent me over today, and I used the whole 2 bundles. We used the entire 2 bundles. In fact, we only had 2 little pieces of hair left. I was worried. We used the whole 2 bundles. So if you want to see what 2 bundles of hair looks like, this is exactly what it looks like. You want the look, girl, you gotta buy the bundles. You gotta buy the bundles, sis. You do. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into all the things that you're gonna need for today's style. So like I said, we did use a full 2 bundles of the 20-inch body wave human hair from WowAfrican. You are going to need some gel. I did go in with my 2 favorite gels, the red one, and then of course Magic Fingers Shine and Jam Magic Fingers. Now this one is perfectly fine, but I feel like when the braids are a little bit larger, you want to use something like a hair wax, just so you can kind of keep that, you know, keep it kind of flat at the root, because the braids are a little bit larger. It's hot outside and I'm going to be sweating, and I don't want to sweat my braids out. Of course, I have my 3-way mirror, which helps me part my hair and see the full circumference of my head. I did use my sturdy rat tail combs. I like to use carbon fiber rat tail combs. It makes it so much easier to part your own hair, and the rat tail is a little bit sharper as opposed to like a metal comb. It's not as sharp. So that's actually something I recommend that you have for pretty much any style. I did pre-section my hair onto my braiding rack. The braiding rack has about 60 pegs on it. On each peg, I put anywhere between 5 to 6 pieces of hair. You do the math, girl. That's a lot of hair. That's a lot of hair. And so I do that ahead of time, and this is what the rack actually looks like when it is pre-done, pre-prepared, and all that stuff like that. And aside from that, that's pretty much it. We did not use any nail glue or anything today on today's style. We did not have to dip it. The ends are curly. We did add human hair to the ends, as well as we packed it out in throughout the head. So that's pretty much all you're going to need for today's style. I've yapped on enough. Let's go ahead and get into the good part. Make sure that you are following me and WowAfrican on Instagram and keeping up with me and seeing how all the ways that I wear this hair, style this hair, and keep it up. All right. So I did go ahead and part my whole entire head. We went 10 rows across the top, so 5 on each side, and then we did do 2 rows below the ear. These 2 rows below the ear. So I would consider these medium. Now these, if you are a girl that does not like boneless braids, then exit this video. This video is not for you. I do not like a thick chunky braid. I feel like it weighs down on the hair a whole lot. It's just too much, especially when we're about to use 2 full bundles of boho hair. And yes, we are using the full 2 bundles. So I was debating on whether I wanted to do 100% human hair. The only issue with that is it's hard to show you how to do it, because depending upon how long your hair is or whatever, you're gonna have a different result. And of course, like the density of your hair, how thick it is. First of all, this is a whole hairstyle, but it's going to change, you know, how your hair is going to come out. So let me show you the style that I chose. As you see, her braids are a little bit bigger, and it looks like they may be freeform as well. I don't have that texture of hair, so I'm not even going to sit here and play with my imagination. So this is the look that we are going for. Our braids are going to be a little bit on the larger side because my hair is a little bit thicker, and it is going to be a lot fuller because, like I said, I am going to use the full 2 bundles. I'm going to use very, very, very minimal braiding hair. I'm going to use enough braiding hair just to be able to seal the ends. I feel like it's much easier than using nail glue. I don't personally like to use nail glue in my hair. It just gets all over my fingers. I don't like it. I will come back when it's time to show like a little bit of the process. I did go ahead and get into the second bundle. I went ahead and refilled the rack as well. This is what it looks like. And I'm about 4 hours in. You see how light the hair is? It's because we use minimal braiding hair. I just love that boho hair. Gives you the ability to have that feel of like a bust down without all of like the weight, without the sewing and all that stuff. Like, it gives you like the best of both worlds, and it's so much movement. So based upon what we have left, I am assuming we're gonna have like 6 braids here. So 6 braids between these 2, and then I'm assuming maybe like maybe between 2 or 3 braids left here. So I'm assuming we have about 10 braids in total left. So based upon that, I should be done in about an hour, a little less than an hour, because I average about 13 braids an hour. So yeah, let's go ahead and get finished. I want to show you how to get the perfect braid that's light, it's full of boho hair, sleek, and just gives you that overall look that you want.
So I hate to be repetitive on my channel, but this is for the girls that missed it. So I like to start my braid with a simple plait. I do a full motion, which is just doing a regular braid. Since we are at the top, I'm going to add in human hair at the base. This is going to help give us some volume on the top. And then I'm going to start feeding in 3 pieces of the synthetic braiding hair. Now that I've added in those 3 pieces of the synthetic braiding hair, I'm going to go ahead and flip my braid to a more comfortable position. This is going to help me have a more cohesive braid. That's how it looks nice and neat and professional, and it makes it easier for me to feed in the hair as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of human hair and then just braid it in like normal. And if you'll see, I'm going to count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to flip it up. And then I'm going to count to 6 again, and then I'm going to add in another piece of hair and count to 6 again, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip that up. And I'm just going to continue that process all the way down. By doing this, this makes sure that all of the braids look the same. So I'm on my last braid, and you know I always like to come on camera and do the last braid. This is how I mold the braid. Just take my rat tail comb and push it up on both sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and bake in my plait. Being that this braid is on the top, of course we're going to add hair to the base once again, but not before we do one full braid motion. Now when I add it in, I like for it to add to the side so that it falls directly on my face, and it looks good when I do like a half up, half down, or like a bun. I love the way that that looks. So then I'm going to do my full braid motion, and then I'm just going to do that same process that I did for the other braid. I'm going to add in 3 pieces of the synthetic braiding hair, and then once I finish that, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and follow that same process. Now I'm not going to talk anymore because I know that some people are just visual learners. So this is our final braid, and then we'll be with our final results. I know I said I wasn't going to talk, but I just want to highlight that this hair is so easy to braid with. It's not slipping out at all, and sometimes that is an issue, especially when you're braiding with body wave hair, because it is kind of slippery once you get gel and everything on it. So I just want to say that this hair is just braiding in like a dream. And so of course I wanted to show you how I do the ends. As you see, there is curly hair on all of the ends, and so what I did is I just fed in the piece of hair like normal. I just didn't pull it out, and I just kept on braiding all the way down. And this is why I do like adding in synthetic braiding here, even if it's only a little, because it makes it so easy to seal the ends with just like a double knot.
Look how much hair we had left of the 2 bundles. This is all that we had left. When I tell you, as I was adding the hair in, I was like getting nervous. But this is the look so far. We don't have to do any dipping, and this is what the ends look like. When I tell you, boho, like the body with boho, always makes me look and feel so much like a freaking mermaid. Like, I just love it so much. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to trim some of those little frayed pieces. And those frayed pieces I'm talking about are like these here. I'm not gonna trim any of my hair that's left out. I think I do a pretty good job of like tucking the hair, so I don't have to do that. And then you don't want to do that anyway, because that's gonna leave your hair looking really choppy once you take it out. So I don't typically do that. So yeah, so far so good. I don't know how many braids we have. I'm gonna count how many braids we have and all that too. But let me just show you the back. And just like that, this is our final look. I went ahead and did my edges and everything like that. I absolutely love body wave hair, and if you love it too, make sure that you do go check out WowAfrican for all of your bulk hair, bundle hair, and all of those things like that. Thanks again to them for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.